people are already utilizing peer support to help support recovery from eating disorders. Today, I want to talk about who's doing it and what results are they seeing. My name is Jessica Scalzo with Compassionate Peer Counseling. Compassionate Peer Counseling is a peer counseling service for anybody working to recover from an eating disorder. All right, let's get into it. First of all, what is peer counseling? I've already answered that in some other videos, but here's a quick refresher. Peer counseling is when a helping peer has a shared lived experience with the peer that they are helping. In my personal case, I had an eating disorder for 18 years, so I can help anybody who's working to recover from their own eating disorder. And the other two requirements are that a peer counselor needs to be recovered. I am recovered. And a peer counselor needs to have some experience of mental health treatment. I have been in therapy for 11 years and continue to be, and so that's my experience with mental health treatment. Now, really briefly, just to give an overview of peer counseling and who is utilizing it at the moment, peer counseling is being mostly utilized in cases of substance abuse and mental health. Now, I thought right away, well, mental health, that's eating disorder. But according to Medicaid, which is the body that is reimbursing peer counselors right now, actually paying peer counselors for their work, they deem an eating disorder to be a separate type of addiction. They categorize it in the same category as gambling and sex addiction. So right now, people who are peer counselors for someone with an eating disorder cannot get reimbursed by Medicaid. Only those working with people with mental health issues and substance abuse issues can get reimbursed. Hopefully that changes. Everybody that's involved right now is doing their part to make that change, and we'll see what the future holds. With that being said, let's talk about the groups and organizations that are already utilizing peer counseling to help support those that are working to recover from eating disorders. The first group I found was called Eating Disorders Victoria. They're all the way in Australia. So we had to go all the way there to find people that were utilizing peer support and peer counseling. Now, what I found was a video, and they were petitioning their government saying, this is working. This is in 2019, just a year ago, not that long ago, so it's very new right now. They're petitioning their government saying, we need more funding. Peer counseling is working. We need more funding, though, to provide it. And what they did was they had a 6-month program, and towards the end, or as people were leaving, I think in an exit type of interview, they were asking participants, how did this affect you? And I think they asked them a series of questions. And what they found was that participants had decreases in anxiety and depression scores in just 6 months. Incredible. They also had increases in quality of life scores. And this is probably my favorite result, because I guess it's my assumption that we're all trying to increase our quality of life. I know that I always am, and this to me is a big factor of working towards recovery. They also found that mentees, they called them mentees, they were feeling more hope, and they were also feeling more inspiration by working one-on-one with someone who was recovered. They said they felt a lack of judgment, and they felt a real sense of acceptance because there was that shared lived experience. It's much the same thing that I've talked about in prior videos, just repeating itself, emphasizing that yes, these really are the results of working and talking with someone who has had the same experience and done the work, the scary work, the hard work of working towards recovery. An actual mentor shared that her mentee shared things with her that she would not share with another professional. And again, I think it's that comfort level of working with someone who's been through it, the lack of judgment, the feeling of acceptance. So these were quite powerful results. The next results I want to talk about is from a group that's in the United States. They're headquartered in New York. I think they have different, pockets all over the United States. And they are called Project Heal. They've been around for a while, helping people get access who maybe don't have the funds to access eating disorder treatment, because a downside of eating disorder treatment is it is quite expensive. And I do think this is a real problem. But they found, and I think for them, one-on-one mentoring is quite new as well. When Project HEAL asked our community members what made the biggest difference in their recovery, the answer was clear. Knowing someone who has walked the same path and can demonstrate that recovery is possible. This is the definition of a peer counselor. I was so happy when I read that. More support for peer counseling. Now, their group, the Project HEAL's group that does the one-on-one peer counseling, is called Communities of Healing. What they say is peer support has proven successful in recovery from other mental illnesses. This is what I talked about earlier in issues of substance abuse, in other issues of mental health. It's proving successful. So they say that, but Communities of Healing is the first program of its kind for eating disorders. Yes, probably was, and this was just 2 years ago. It's very, very new. So these are exciting, fresh, new results, and very promising for peer counseling to help people recover from struggles with eating disorders. Now, I do believe that NEDA, National Eating Disorders Association, also offers one-on-one peer counseling. I'm not positive about that, and maybe a group called Eating Disorder Hope, but again, I'm not positive about that. I am positive that Compassionate Peer Counseling specializes in one-on-one peer counseling for eating disorders. If this is more support that inspires you to reach out, maybe you're just curious about peer counseling for eating disorders, and maybe could it help you? Reach out to me, ask me any questions you have. If you would like to, please visit the website at www.compassionatepeercounseling.com. More videos to come. I appreciate your attention, and please take care. Bye.
Music is the place to be.